move. No, thank you. I'm trying to go to heaven to earth. Nothing trouble. So 5 minutes will be okay. All right. To change the place.
おはようございます。
さよなら。さよなら。
このまま座るんですか、それとも
座ります。
続きをやるかどうか。
手抜き工事やる
まだやることありますかね。
シ
ーツがもうないんですよ。
終わったの？
布団カバーだけで。
終わりましたか？ごチャースください。
じゃあ、二人回転やってもらっていいですか？
はい。よし。Okay. Okay, anyhow, okay. Okay, anyhow, okay. I forget to prepare the things to talk. So maybe 2 minutes. Okay, maybe all set. Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, maybe. I don't know much about. So, as I always just had mentioned about, although we are exactly we ourselves, no doubt at all, no doubt at all. But things say, we don't know much about who we are. This is the most miserable the situation for us to be. See, we are exactly ourselves. We are exactly ourselves. But what the people they understand about who we are is people just understand who we are in concept, in thinking. That is another truth. That is another truth. See, that's the reason the Shakyamuni Buddha or patriarchs just recommend us to the Zazen in order to realize who we are, in order to realize what the true the self is. Our true self is entirely different from what we think of the self. Entirely different. See, when I face this, I simply become this. See, there is no invention. What we call think about the self. No no intervention between this and this. I directly become dead without any intervention. So this is our true self. When I just face death, I just become dead directly without any other intervention. And when I face this, I just become dead. You see? And this, before I just become completely disappear. And I just simply just become this. You see? No relation at all. You see the things I just become. And before I just became. No relation at all. Simply when I just face this, I just become this. That's it. And now when I face this, I just become dead. And this things completely disappear. Completely disappear. Nothing left at all. Why? This is our truth. So where can you say that the kind of selfish or ego just exists? It's impossible. It's impossible. Okay, so today we go back to text. Maybe today's one is very important. If someone just really want to realize who we are. Number 40. Yes, this one. 46. It says the gate of the direct entry. The gate of direct entry. So there is a saying. There are 84,000 gates in this body. 84,000 gates in this body. So this body is entirely different from what you think about the human body. This is a Dharma body, you see? And as I just already mentioned about this, six senses. See, the eyes, ears, and the tongue, and nose, and the body, and the kind of thinking also, just installed or provided in this body. This body, this Dhamma body, nothing concerned with what we're thinking about the self. Only six senses, and that six senses will be divided into 84,000 gates. 84,000 gates. And that gates just open up without any control. Without any control. Such a coming back and forth random. See, that's a tremendous unthinkable movement or activity. 84,000 gates, just see, without any control, without any what you think about yourself. Although those are acting see, without control. But when I face death, see, there is no gap. There is no gap. See, when I just face it, I just become as it is. There is no gap at all. See, each gate just acting without control. But the thing is, when I face this, I just become as it is. This is marvelous. This is marvelous that the activity, action. This is a gate. This is a Dharma gate. See? So, once again, Roshi just mentioned, the teacher says, if the mind moves while being in every and each place, you cannot realize the original form. Maybe you will not be able to understand what it says. And the next one is the same things. While being in zazen, on the Shuijo bridge or Gojo bridge, one sees people coming and going out if they were trees. What do it say? See, the both of things mentioned about exactly same things. When I face this, I simply become this. I simply become what I face. See, oneness. See, always only this activity or action. See, you see, when I face this, I just become this. I just face this, I just become this. See, I touch this. See, I just become this. You see, only this activity, this action. None else, none else, but only this. See, we just simply become what we face. See, this activity. That, as far as this activity, as I just mentioned about, there is no invitation, or no invention. What are the other? What we call the self, or see, there is no invention between this and this. I directly become dead. See, what think about the self never be able to enter between this and this. So that why can you say there is a kind of self existing? What we think about self never exists. See, only directly become dong. Directly become what I face today. This is our true self. This is our true self. It's, those things that I just mentioned about what I said. Although there is everything, we lose sight of it. See, when I face this, as I said, you see, we just simply just become dead. Nothing else. No more things. Never. No more things happen. Just become this. Then you just recognize. You just recognize this. Then what's happened is See, when you recognize this, it all almost the at the same time you recognize this. Otherwise, you recognize this, you never be able to recognize that. See, this is a kind of a tricky thing. Very quickly just happen. When you face this, then you recognize this. See, before you recognize this is very important. There is no invention. What you be thinking about the self. See, no separation at all. We simply become dead. And then you just recognize that the kind of separation just happen. Then you just recognize kind of the self, a kind of you might say ego. But before you recognize this, so there is a kind of self, a kind of ego. There isn't a kind of self or the ego. This is a kind of tricky. The things, the things just happen so quickly. So what the people thinking about the self, just they lose this truth. Before you recognize this, before recognize this, we are simply just become this. No different at all. One. Then the almost sense that you recognize that, then kind of a separation just occurs. You just recognize, you recognize this one, this one. See, this is not a truth. This is not truth. The truth is before recognition. Before recognition. See, there is a no one exists. There is nothing exists. There is no one exists. There is nothing exists before recognition. After recognition, kind of a person just to come out. Then you just recognize this and this. So many things just come out. See, this is not a truth. This is another truth. Okay, this is very important. So, although there is everything, we lose sight of it because we put our mind on top of our mind. What it says is we recognize this, then we try to figure out, we try to deal with we try to take care of what it is. The more thinking, more thoughts come up. See, the more just thinking or thoughts that come up, the more we just separate from the truth. You see, before we just face this, there is nothing. There is no one. Then after recognize this, the kind of person just come up. See, kind of self come up. Then this person just see this one. Oh, this is true. This is this. The person just recognize the thing. Once you just recognize the things, you at the same time you just recognize the substance. You see, before you recognize the things, there is no substance at all. No substance at all. See, when I face it, the things just come out without any reason. Just come out without any reason. See, this coming out this coming out, the coming out of things is no substance at all. No substance at all. And once you recognize the things, so at the same time, almost the same thing, you recognize substance. Then you are completely deceived by thinking that thought. We are completely deceived by thinking. We just, well, this is telephone. This is telephone, this is things, this is things, this is. See, once you just recognize the substance, so attachments come out in your mind. They come out in your mind, and then you just hold, you just grip the thing. You see, everything just come out without any reason. You see, just come out. You see, so when I see this, then when I face this is completely disappears, and only this thing. Because without substance, see, this is such a complete, this is a complete thing, nothing less at all. So that you don't need to worry about the things. You see, what the suffering, what's suffering as far as human being, as far as the human age. The people just think of the kind of things still remain in the past. So the people just try to change the things that the people just experience. You see, and the change or the put the things away. That's kind of things that people here are doing. This is a cause of trouble, because there is nothing left. There is nothing left. So we have to take care of it. We don't need to take care of anything because there is nothing left. Very simple. That is a matter of the past. The matter of the future is the same thing. See, what people thinking about as far as the future is concerned, something just happened. We have to do, but never happened. Never happened. So how will we be able to just contact or take care of the things that never happened? So the people just try to just take care of, deal with the things never happened yet. It's a useless. At the same time, nothing left. Nothing happened yet. See? What's now? That's exactly happened. Just exactly happened when I faced it. The things just happened. This thing is a truth. This is a reality. You see, what you think about the thing happened in the past is not a reality at all. Not a reality, because nothing left at all. As far as the future, the same thing. The things never happen. You don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry about that. Other people just worry about something happened. What we have to do is useless. So, and we think there is something that looks like the realest thing. So we look for something elsewhere and cannot see it. This is what is said. As I just mentioned about this. See? The reality, truth is when I face this things just come up. Right now, right here. Only this moment happened, and then completely end. Nothing left. These things just happen. Then the thing happen, and then at the same time end. Nothing left. This is a true. This is a reality. But as far as thinking also, the thinking so just recognize these things, and then see, and then memorize it. What's happened? Memorize it. Then when you see the next, I may say next thing, but the next is the first thing. Not the next things, but the first thing. When I see this, see, then I just become dead. Later, almost same time, see the things you just memorize just come out in your mind, and you try to compare. Yeah, this is the cause of trouble. This is the cause of the question. You see, the things you've already experienced, the things you've already done it. See, nothing less at all. But when just the things just come out in your mind, people just think still that kind of thing exists. Still that kind of things remain, and try to compare compare the things and the things you just faced, and the things you just already done, already nothing left at all. See, these things, whole problem. This causes problem. We just try to compare with nothing left. See, so if the things, see, nothing left. So we don't need the things to compare. Very simple. You see, so that's the reason. That's why, see, we'd like to recommend you to the others. Yes? There are more you do doesn't, but as the Shakyamuni Buddha or patriarchs just meant the teacher. The more, as I just already mentioned, the more you just become as it is. See? So there is far beyond comparison. There is, see, because what you just try to figure out or try to deal with the things already done is never come up, never come. Always as it is, always as it is. This is such a wonderful thing. Never the kind of thinking or thought you just try to compare. Never come up in your mind. Right. This is when excuse me, okay. When the mind has come not to move, we come to know nothing moves. Having known clearly, the mind does not to move. You may not be understand what it's saying. You see, this is such a wonderful thing when you do that. See, as I just mentioned, when you the more you just release the thinking or thought, as theirs, the more you just become right now, right here. See, the more you just right now, the more you just come to right now, right here. See, there is no separation. There is no separation. Become this and this. So your mind never moved at all, because as it is, as it is. Yeah. Any kind of things just happen, not as it is. See, your mind never moved. Just as it is. This experience, see, at least you need to just experience. Then, if you have this experience, see, what is it? The mind does not move. Then does not move because the mind is immobile. The mind originally or fundamentally, essentially, see, the mind is immobile. You see, then you just recognize this. See, you recognize this. Then this and this is divided or separated. Then you just try to do something. Then mind tries to move or quickly move. But although you may think, the mind is moving, but that is not true. Your mind never move. Things is just moving. Things is just moving. So that our mind is immobile. So that we are very much complete and universal. See, because our mind never move at all. Because the mind is immobile, we can see clearly. See, when you just, the more you just become dead, and then when you just become more something you face, so you can understand, even in concept, you can understand the mind never moves. Because the mind is immobile, we can see clearly. Originally, this is something that does not require human power. Because what people just try to do something like this. See, people just try to train not to become immobile mind. That is not, nothing. Well, I don't deny it, but that's the kind of useless things. Originally, as I just mentioned, originally essential. Our mind is never moved, immovable. Once you realize this, so you don't need to do anything. You don't see, basically, our mind never move or immovable. Right? This is a fact. So that you don't need to do anything. There is not self. There is no self, but the things itself. See? Because when I face this, I just become. See, there is nothing concerned with what we thinking about ourselves. Simply I just become this. You see, no invention, intervention, invention. There is no intervention between this and this. No self. What we thinking about ourselves never exists. Never exists. So this is original, the fundamental things. Then you recognize this. Then at the same time you recognize this. Before you recognize this one never exists. Okay, this is very important thing. If you just realize this, you see, we just recommend you to do that. Then you'll be able to just totally understand what I say. Or realize what the Shakyamuni Buddha or the Patriarch just teach us. Okay, that is a right gate of the Buddha Dharma. Buddha Dharma. Okay. So, see, what it says is when I face things, I just become this. This is the Dharma, or what did it say? Dharma, Buddha Dharma. Buddha Dharma. See, as I mentioned about before, see, 84,000 gates. See, just moving. See, when I face this, 84,000 Dharma gates just move. See, they random, without any control, any center. They just move as it is. See, that's super. That's tremendous. See, incredible. See? So 84,000 kind of gates just moving something. See, complete. Yes, complete and universal. Okay, there is no need to use anything. There is no use to do anything. See? When I see this, without doing anything, I just become simple. I just become good. You see, there is no need to use anything. Just the thing itself, because we simply just become as it is. Right. This is done. This is done. This is our true self. See? Complete and universal. Complete and universal. See? Not like a human, what are you thinking about yourself? But there is nothing concerned with what you think about human activity or human action. Far beyond. Far beyond. This is a activity or actions. That is, this is the most important thing for us to see. People don't know much about it. But people okay. Yes, you should be convinced that you should be convinced like always. See, when I hand can you hear me? Yeah. Thank you so much. Well, I thought we never meet again. Maybe able to meet. But congratulations. How are you? Okay. See, these things is nothing concern. This Dharma body is nothing concern with what you think about the human body. This is such a the complete and the universal. Well, see, you haven't. So you don't need to worry. You don't need to worry about anything. See, because this one, always you just act. You just act with this one. See, you just act after this one. You are always doing with this one. This complete and universal one. Hi. Okay. It is immense. You should be convinced, that there is no other way to enter directly. This is a way that's the and then Buddha's got enlightenment. See? What are the first person who just realized this truth is Shakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni. What he just realized this truth is, see? He just simply they face this, and then he simply just become this. He just whatever he's doing, wherever he just follow this. He just follow this thing, only this. See? He just faced this. He just become this. He just faced this. See, this practice he did. Only this practice you'll be able to encounter. You'll be able to encounter to yourself. Encounter. You never try to realize. You never just recognize. You never try to recognize or realize who you are by thinking. You should not do it. But also, it's impossible. It's impossible to do it. See? Only, you see, when you face this, this is a reality. See, only reality, just prove, just to prove this reality. This one's reality. This one's truth. See, thinking also is not a reality, not a truth. So that, see, thinking and sort of never just prove, never be able to prove this one's the truth or reality. So the things just haste. See? So as I mentioned about so many times, the more you just release your thinking or thought as you just move, you just become, or you just come to what you face. So this one just prove you. This one can just prove you who you are. This is a practice. This is that. This doesn't. we would like to just recommend you to do. Okay. God enlightened. It should be respected. It should be respected and honored. You see, this is the most honorable thing. This is the most respectable thing for us. You see, without doing, we can do anything. We can do everything. This kind of thing. See, you never be imagine. You never be able to imagine by thinking or thoughting. You see, in order to break. Well, okay. In order to break through this the hesitation, know that without the proof, there is no way to break through. Only with this proof, or only with this proof, can you be at ease. Yeah, you can just have a great ease. So you just try. You just try to. Well, you just try to do that as much as possible. Whenever you're free, please sit, constantly continue, never give up. This kind of patience just bring you to encounter to yourself this patience. So that whatever you're free, or whenever you're free, please do that. Please do that. At first. Then yours doesn't become zazen itself. So that when you just do when you do anything, when you have a meal, when you play the golf, when you read the book, or whatever you're doing, see, that activity or action just became or come to zazen. So at this time, at this other time, or at this other occasion, you'll be able to just recognize, see, kind of the true self, kind of a true self, but not exactly the true self. So once you just recognize it, wow, you just do. You can just do that as much as possible, because what you can just recognize, and what are the entirely different yourself. That's entirely different yourself is what I just mentioned about. Totally different from what you think about yourself. So that you have a kind of, you got a kind of power to just figure out what the truth says. So until this time, you continue, they continue to do that. So someday, maybe or soon, you'll be able to just have this occasion. So you'll be able to just once you just got this occasion or this moment, so that after that's quite easy to do that. But until this, just diligently, please do that. Okay. Well, the Shakyamuni Buddha or the President just done it so that the Shakyamuni Buddha or the patriarchs are the exactly same as a human being. So we can do it. We can do this, but this patient, see, until the time comes, see, when you just slightly just touch the true yourself, then you just can make effort to realize who you are. Until that, there's a patient. Just do that. Okay, if this is a case, you cannot help but share it with others. No, it's okay. This is a compassion. Oh, so. Then once you realize this, so that you just wanna teach someone or everyone who have a great confusion, great. So, because you never just have any problem. So you'll be able to just teach them how to do. See, in order to just figure out or solve their problem. So you can do that. So, but once you just realize who you are, then you'll be able to do it. You see, because we have exactly the same problem, no different levels. See, problem is. See, the person who just realized is he or she will be able to just accept this one. But the person who have a trouble, the person never accept this one. Only this one. You see, nothing else. Whether a person who will be able to accept this or not, only this. That's very easy. So yeah, you can just teach them, see, easily. You see, you just show what it is. This is enough. High. So maybe time, I think, so that what I just want to say is, see, although we are exactly ourselves, but unfortunately, miserably, we don't know much about who we are. This is the most miserable thing. Other people say anything about, but that's useless because the people don't know much about themselves. See, once you just realize who we are, then you have a completely, you are completely free from everything. You are completely from everything. So you can do as you want without any trouble, any question, any other problem, any suffering. This is a complete freedom. Hi, you can gain. Hi. At that time, although it's hard to do that, please do that continually, constantly. Hi. Thank you so much. Hi. ありがとうございます。Merci beaucoup. See you.